This is my System 6. This is about a 10-year-old frame, and I have been running up until a few months ago SRAM, pretty much full SRAM force, and I replaced the cranks with red about 6 months ago, and they really are superior to the force. They're a lot stiffer, lighter, they look better, I think. But my shifter was starting to get funky and it wasn't working quite right, so I replaced the SRAM shifter with Dura Ace 9100 shifters, and they've got a really nice feel to them. I can't say they're quite as ergonomic. If you notice, the width from the top to the base is pretty even, maybe a little wider here. With SRAM, there's a much bigger difference. With SRAM, the base is much wider, but the top is much narrower than with Dura Ace. I think it's a more ergonomic fit with SRAM, but this is still pretty comfortable. And one thing I didn't like about the SRAM shifter or hood is that there was like this mushy part down here, but with this Dura Ace design, it's really firm and stable, doesn't give. The lever throws, you know, from generation to the next, they keep getting a little shorter, but I gotta tell you, it's way longer than SRAM is, and I gotta tell you, the SRAM throw, with it being as short as it is, it's a huge advantage. A lot snappier shifting. Dura Ace shifts great, you know, once it's well adjusted. Shifts wonderfully. It's a lighter feel. It's quieter when it shifts. With SRAM, it's very fast, very definitive, very positive feel. Now, originally I got the, what is it, the 8000, the r8000 rear derailleur Ultegra, but I didn't like how the pulley cage was in a more forward position when you would get into a gear combination, and it's different than what you see here. So the 6800 is what I ended up getting instead, and it works fine with the 9100 shifters. This is the r8000 front derailleur Ultegra, and the shifting is absolutely flawless. Definitely read the instruction manual, a little tricky for setting it up, but there's a way to adjust the indexing, the tension of your cable, by turning this screw when you're in the big ring but in the trim position. So once you're in the big ring and you're in the trim position and you're setting this thing up, that's when you turn this screw and it will adjust the cable tension just right. And so, in fact, I'll even show you the way it works is, so I just put it in the big ring, right? And then you put it in the trim position, and then you make sure that those two white lines sort of line up. Now on mine they don't really line up, but I like how the front derailleur is performing in that position, so for me it's great. It's very snappy and smooth. So that's the rundown, and for those of you that don't like the idea of mixing Shimano components and SRAM, well, I've done it. I've got force, brakes, SRAM, cassette, and chain, but I've got the Ultegra, the old but 11-speed Ultegra rear derailleur, the new 11-speed Ultegra front derailleur, SRAM red cranks, look pedals, and Dura Ace 9100 shifters. I'm running the triple T 42 centimeter width Rotundo, the Rotundo Pro, and it feels great. I like these traditional drops, and I gotta tell you, there's nothing more sweet than this perch here for the heel of your palm. It is just so comfy. I switched from a 130 stem to 120. I think I'm kind of liking that better. All right, Cannondale System 6, 56 centimeter.